So Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Who are you? Where are you from? We want to know.
My name is Mark Brenwall. I live in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I am right now building an FBA business, but I've been in the online space for probably 10, 12 years.
How'd you get into the online space? What sparked that interest?
I worked in the internet business since 1996, believe it or not. Most of my career has been in San Francisco, working as an employee, making other people rich, until finally I sort of had the courage to make the break and start my own business.
Cool. So how did you hear about Empire Flippers?
Oh man, that's a long story. Before I actually started doing business with them, I had moved to the Philippines just because I wanted to explore the world a little bit. And Justin and Joe were living in the Philippines at the time. And I found them just honestly from Googling where to live in the Philippines. And they had built some content around what it's like to live and work in the Philippines. And I was shocked to see two American guys doing basically what I was doing in the Philippines, and I just knew I had to go meet them. And since then, we've done a lot of business together and become great friends.
So how did you first start doing business with them? Did you already have some niche sites built up, or when did you start using Empire Flippers?
So I was already building income-generating websites, really not even knowing that there was a marketplace to resell them. I was just building them for income. And that was a good business for a while until I met Justin and Joe, and they talked about their marketplace a little bit, and I got really interested in now I have these assets to sell, so how could we make even more money together?
Yeah. And so how was the process for somebody who's never gone through?
It's scary. It's scary at first until you realize that these guys are pros. When you build a website or websites, you really, at least I did, I built them with a lot of care and concern, and handing them over to somebody who would, migrate them to another web server and manage the payment transaction can be a very frightening thing. But once I started working with them, I realized that, like I said, these guys are pros. They've done it over and over. I really had nothing to worry about. It was really a relief.
And so, how many years have you known them?
Going on 4 years now.
4 years, wow. And so, is there anything else you would want to add? Like, let's say I'm new to selling my business, or I've got a business you want to sell. Would you recommend Empire Flippers?
I definitely would recommend Empire Flippers. I always recommend, even to my friends who have businesses they're interested in selling or buying, I recommend they talk to several different brokers. Empire Flippers is one, and maybe they have the sites and the expertise to sell your site. Maybe they don't, but they're worth talking to no matter what. And from my experience, everybody I recommended to talk to lots of different brokers naturally went with Justin and Joe because they just feel good about them. They feel taken care of, and they give you like an immediate sense of trust.
Yeah.
And that goes so far when you're doing business with somebody for the first time.
Yeah. So you would say that's the biggest competitive edge for Empire Flippers is our personal touch, or?
No doubt about it. I mean, you're not just a number. You're not just a row in the Excel column. I felt very well taken care of, and that's why I'm happy to recommend them to my friends, because I know that whether they end up doing business this time or next time, they're going to be taken well care of.